You're watching UABQ.
We are back on the Morning Brew with friends. I got my old friend Stacy Sacco here. Good to see you again. To you too. You have a good Christmas?
Fantastic.
Excellent. And you brought your friend Holly, and you guys are both with the UNM Small Business Institute.
That's correct.
And you guys do little tiny things like this.
That's right.
This is a giant business plan. It's giantly huge. You guys do these, what, 3 months?
100 pages.
100 pages.
Right.
And these business plans are pretty amazing because basically anybody can show up and go to you guys at UNM and say, I got a small business, I want some help, and you send students out to write a plan. In a nutshell, right?
That's correct.
That's huge.
We also work with larger businesses, government, regulatory agencies.
Nonprofits.
And also some nonprofits, you bet. We worked with Explora this past year. In fact, that one's won an award. We've won 2 awards this year, national awards. So when they talk about New Mexico being 50th or whatever, no, we're number one.
You're number one for business plans at least.
That's it.
Yes.
Exactly.
You've been you haven't been the director that long.
No,
have
it's
you?
been about a year.
About a year. And you digging it?
I love it.
Is it what you thought it was
I
going
get to work with Holly and
Right.
Dimitri and some other professors, and then the students. You know, this is a whole experiential learning thing for our students.
Right.
So they get a real life, go into the business, help them.
Right.
And that's always what I've been about. I always bring speakers to my class, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm about getting the students connected to the community. So this is a huge way we do that. So.
Yeah. Well, is it one of those things that really anybody can just call you, Holly, and say, hey, I got a business, I need some help, but you don't have to call it any specific time of year, right? You don't have to have any specific,
Actually,
your business can't be failing or something. What are the rules on this?
Well, actually, they call the SBI office.
Okay.
And there's an application online.
Oh, okay.
And you can apply up to about, what is it, Stacy, a week or two into
A week
the
or two ahead of the semester. We do these
Right.
projects each semester. So our next deadline is January 8th. And I don't know if we gave you the URL, but it's SBI. You can look it up, UNM SBI, and get there. So, but it's every semester. So they'll work with her and her students. And early on, you meet with the client.
Right. So there are different faculty members that participate.
Right.
So my class typically is the capstone class for the MBA program. And so this is their last class. So they're about ready to graduate, and these people have an enormous amount of information and study behind them, and many of them already are managers. So anywhere from 4 to 7 person teams will go out to the company or the firm and work on their specific issue that perhaps is keeping them from being as superior as they would like to be.
Right.
And our job is to do the research and create a plan of action that'll allow them to break through those barriers.
Is this like for any business? Like, can I just like start my own little solo firm and you guys could come in and
Oh,
help?
yeah,
Or is this the kind
absolutely.
of thing that...
Or you could be a nonprofit. As Stacy said, we've worked with Explore. We've also worked with
Wheels Museum this past year.
Right. Bosque School.
Yeah.
TED, we did a program for TED.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
That
very
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
very cool.
What's, I think, unique about UNM's SBI program is that there are different faculty members coming to the table with different background strengths. Be it in,
So if you have a tech business, you can bring a tech person. If you have a service business, you can bring somebody with service business
and then
experience.
we each take the companies that we would best be able to lead in this effort. So my background is I owned a company for 25 years, and I also have a strong science background. So I try to take those clients because I can bring that to bear.
And most of them are Albuquerque based, but she's gone up to Santa Fe.
Yeah, I like to go around the state.
Los Alamos.
Yeah.
Fun.
So, and then this year we've got, because of our teachers' backgrounds in topical areas, we're looking for, if we can, really help support companies and nonprofits with
Because you
organizational
still have slots
change.
open for businesses.
Yeah,
right
we do,
now.
and it's organizational change, sales management, strategic planning. So, but we've done some marketing strategies, and you know, really each company has their own unique situation of what they really need help with. So, and then the teachers we work with, professors we work with, have very specific expertise too. So if we can bring that together, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you say things like organizational change, what does that mean for you guys? I mean,
How would
I
you-
think it
yeah.
usually means something different. Like, take us out of academia for a minute.
Sure.
here.
Well, usually in an organizational change, you might be looking at a company that has not changed how it's set up, who does what.
Oh, you
Okay.
still got the same 5 people you had doing the same
All doing
5
the same
jobs
job descriptions.
that they were doing in 1992.
Or maybe they don't even have a job description.
Oh,
Maybe it's,
yeah.
we haven't gotten that far.
Or they're launching a new division potentially.
Or a new division, they're diversifying. But a lot of the companies that we work with find that they've had a way of doing things. And right now they can see where that way of doing things is not getting them as far as they want to go. And so we need to go in and look at, well, who does what, and is that well matched? So
To
is
skill
John,
sets,
right,
to
exactly.
to what the business even needs.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes we actually end up writing brand new job descriptions for what is needed at that time. And that can be a real eye opener.
I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it is.
absolutely.
But we've made an impact. Stacey can tell you about. We're doing an economic impact study.
Yeah, we
We're
brought.
very excited about.
Well, a lot of the organizations locally, Sandia Labs and Kirtland Air Force Base, they all do these economic impact studies, and they've never really done one at UNM-Anderson for the SBI. So Holly's been working on that. We've gone back about 3 years to look at what companies we've helped and then what's happened since. Did they hire employees? Did they grow their business? Did what we brought to them, this plan, did
Yeah,
they
when you
implement it, and what did they do
Put
with
these
it?
together.
Right.
Right.
And so we've got some initial numbers are coming in great. We've still got some more folks to contact.
Yeah.
And then we're going to work with Mr. Cog and those folks because they're going to do the actual running the numbers at the end and they have an algorithm they put it through.
So does everybody need this much work, though? Does everybody need this much help on their business? Or is this just something that the students, because they can do it, they do it?
Well, I'd say, a part of this too is that there's 90 other schools around the country that do this. And so we don't always enter but all of the plans, but we've entered a couple every semester, and you can run it up to 100 pages. So everybody fills it in,
Yeah.
of course, based on that criteria. But
Right.
I'd say, a lot of that's appendix, where you're giving data to go back
Right.
to prove your claims or whatever. So,
Right.
for a small business, sure, we're probably going to do a 50-page one. But,
Right.
But what's great is that we've.
Who was this one for, by the way?
This was for ourselves.
Oh, this was for you guys.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
excellent.
had that one at the house, and
I love it. I love
I'd
it.
show you what we did for ourselves, just to say, hey, how are we doing going forward? But out of the 90 schools, there's about 5 different categories you can compete in, and we're in the top 3 in 2 of the categories. Dimitri Kaplianis, who wasn't here today, he's won 3 times, and then you've won twice.
That's great. That's
Wow.
great. Well, we're going to be back in a couple of seconds.
Okay.
We got Bob Pearls here, and he's going to be talking all about primary elections.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty interesting because there's some bills coming up in the legislative session. Just to talk about that on the Morning Brew with Friends.